Here we go. We are in Patterdale. I'm parked exactly where I was yesterday, actually. I may as well have not left. So today is a low level day. Where am I? Well, Patterdale, many of you guys will know, is within the Lake District National Park. That is where I am. It's a very happy place for me. Very happy weather as well. It's about 8:30. And I am going to be walking the Ullswater Way, or at least as much of it as I feel like. So the Ullswater Way is basically a loop, a designated loop that goes around Ullswater, which is one of the lakes here in the Lake District. It's 20 miles, although the debate is out as to whether it's 20 or 21. I've heard both. So I'm going to say 20. Because why not? Now, the northern shore of the lake, I've actually walked most of that in the past. It goes over Galbarrow, around Era Falls, that kind of area. And so basically the reason why I say is I'm just going to see how I go today is because here in Patterdale, I can basically walk to the village and then cut across to the southern shore of the lake, which I haven't done before. So then I'm going to all the way along to Pooley Bridge. It's about 11-12 miles. And then at Pooley Bridge, you can't help but say that in a very posh accent. At Pooley Bridge, I will then debate with oneself as to whether I continue on and walk the northern side of the lake, or whether I catch the ferry back, the boat back. And I do love a good boat trip on a sunny day here in the Lake District. I'm not super keen to put a mask on, that's the only thing, but you win some, you lose some. Close the boot. Lock, did that close? Yes, lock the car. Camera, tripod, stick, backpack. I think we're good. That is not as light as I would like, but I'll take it. Oh, clearly I've eaten more since I last bought this. From my parking spot on the side of the road, it was just a short walk into Patterdale, a much loved place by the poet William Wordsworth, and now a popular spot to start hill walks, such as Striding Edge on Helvellyn. Here we go then. So Patterdale village is that way, just along the road. It's a bit sad actually, because yesterday I discovered that the post office and the village shop has closed down. I don't know when that happened, but it is sad. Anyway, and then we've got this junction here, so I'm going to go over the bridge and then cut left straight away along the footpath. That'll take us to Ullswater, and then we follow the shore for the majority of the way to Pooley Bridge. Let's get this show on the road through the arch of green. And then check this out. I just love this view. Can't get enough of this. This was Goldreel Beck, flowing down from Deepdale and Brothers Water. On a sunny day such as this one, it's certainly one of my favourite places to just hang out and listen to the wonderful sound of flowing water. Here we go. So if I went straight, I could continue on to the campsite round or begin to walk up to Angletown where I went yesterday. And here, literally just off the bridge, which is there, we have a public footpath, and we are going to head along a trail. Provided I can open the gate. How do I do this thing? There we go. Sometimes. Ah, check this out. This is the drive to Side Farm, which is a campsite. So you can see Side Farm working closely with our tenant to improve the native wetland habitat. Wet meadows in front of you are part of a high level conservation plan to encourage wildflowers and ground nesting birds back into the area. Sounds good. Hence the abundance of beauty then, I guess. So we actually have to head up towards the farm and then cut left, and then that's going to take us to the shores of Ullswater. Buzzing. Wow, look at the size of this tree. Some kind of maple? Gosh, I think that is just, I have no words right now. That is huge. All around me, the trees were filled with songbirds celebrating the day, which lifted my spirits to no end. I followed the path to the southern shore of Ullswater, with my first destination being Howtown, around 6 miles away. It was a lovely walk, and I had the path mostly to myself, save for a few rather fluffy sheep. And here we go. First views over Ullswater. Fantastic. Ullswater is a ribbon lake, which is the result of the last ice age, as glaciers scraped their way down the valley and then filled with meltwater. Since the 18th century, the area has become a popular tourist destination, especially for those who enjoy water sports, with settlements like Glen Ridding making for a good base. And here we are, look, just a little bit further on, gate to the left, that is Side Farm campsite, just in there. I actually stayed at Side Farm in 2018 when I was doing the coast to coast, similar weather to this. On my whole journey it was hot, but I really enjoyed stopping there, and you can just get down to the shores of Ullswater and have a little paddle. Feels good. What is this we have here? Just some kind of stone seat with a plaque on it. It says TMW Turner, Anne Macbeth and John Glover were inspired by this landscape. Have to say the water looks beautifully calm. Not quite still enough for a reflection, but still very, very appealing on a hot day like today. Now, Ullswater is actually the second largest lake in the Lake District. It's about 9 miles long, 3/4 of a mile wide, and 200 meters deep. Pretty impressive scale, really. And we can see as well, the shoreline's about to get much more wooded. So we're going to walk through the canopy of the ancient woodland. It was here that I spotted the Ullswater Steamer, which first arrived on Ullswater Lake in 1855. Sitting on the boat makes for an interesting perspective of the surrounding lands, which I would be doing later on my return journey back to Glen Ridding from Pooley Bridge. It's been really lovely walking so far through these woodlands, but it is interesting. You can hear the traffic on the other side of the lake. I don't know whether it's the wind today. Not that there is any wind. Let's have a look at this lookout spot. Nice. Whew. Wow. At this time of year, the area boasted an abundance of wildlife, from Canada and grey lag geese to vibrant foxgloves, which coated every hillside. It was really beautiful in every way. you know, the debate is out amongst the people who come and visit the Lake District. It's said that Ullswater is one of the prettiest lakes here, and people debate whether it's Ullswater or whether it's Windermere that gets that sticker. I have to say, I think I'm a little bit biased towards Ullswater. I mean, how can you possibly beat this? Wow, how nice is this? Hey doggy. Lothar Barn Tea Room and Guest Accommodation. Sadly it's shut. Probably would have stopped there today if that was open actually. All good. That's a bit cute, isn't it? Just a little cafe place. Check it out, we have tarmac. And then just over here is a sign pointing us towards the Ullswater Way. So far we have walked 3.5 miles. So this track is going to take us into Sandwick, which is just a small settlement on the edge of Ullswater. And then we're going to continue on towards Howtown. So it's probably another 2-3 miles. It's good stuff.
Sandwick was a tiny little place, consisting mainly of Beckside Farm, a recently renovated traditional working farm which hosts luxury accommodation. I was a little bit surprised to see the heavy CCTV cameras around the property, and so I had a sneaky peek and then walked on through, crossing over Sandwick Beck and then on into Hallin-Hag Wood. Wow, look at this. Even though this tree has come down, the base is just playing host to all sorts of different flowers. Heading down this way from the looks of it. Ullswater Way, thank you kindly. Slowly, the weather was clouding over, but the air remained dry, and I was endlessly entertained by the fields of animals. Not cows or sheep though, but geese. They were absolutely everywhere. A bit further on, and I found myself skirting around the edge of Howtown, its name meaning farmstead on the hill.
Just almost got run over by this guy. Oh, and again. Jeez. Look at this. This is lime. Massive lime bush. Wait a minute. There's a footpath in there. That's cool. Okay. Swarthbeck, 1 mile. So clearly this baby cow up ahead got pooped on because his face is covered in it. Poor baby cow. That can't have been a nice experience. Here we are, looking back. You can see that's the route we walked along here. That inlet.
and now we're continuing on along the shore, but we're gonna gain elevation. Have to admit, I'm really enjoying with this route just looking and listening and being. I mean, yes, I'm feeling quite drained, but also, I don't know, sometimes it's best just to let nature do the talking. A short while on, and I had a path choice. I could head down to the shoreside path, or stay high via Barton Fell. I chose to stay high, because there was something rather interesting ahead to explore. Heading down to Swarthbeck Gill, or rather just crossing over it. Oh, nice. Literally tumbling all the way down the mountainside. And it's very slow paced because it has been hot for quite a while. All right, here we go. Heading up into the hills. Pooley Bridge, 3.5 miles. That's absolutely doable. Gotta love it. Have to be honest, it feels really rewarding just to be on this track here. Kind of wish I was walking into the view, but never mind. Definitely gonna come back. Like, this is just mind-bogglingly, awe-inspiringly jaw-dropping. It was here that I got my first sense of why the way was created in 2016. The path's symbol is actually a daffodil, nodding towards William Wordsworth, who saw the flowers and was inspired to write his well-known poem, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, now often known simply as Daffodils. I was making good time, and soon my end destination appeared in sight. So we have Pooley Bridge down there, that's obviously where we're going, and we have to loop round on this hill in front of us. That's where hopefully a lot of the stone circles and things are. Have a sign here as well. Pooley Bridge, 2 miles. Fantastic. Oh, I just love all of these becks. They're so peaceful. And that sound of bubbling water is really hard to beat. Well folks, we are very nearly at the Cockpit stone circle. Really looking forward to seeing that. It's made up of 30 stones dating to around 3,500 to 5,000 years ago. And like many of the stone circles in the region, including Castlerig and others, its purpose remains a little bit of a mystery. We can only infer, archaeologists can only infer, as to why these ancient peoples hauled stones all the way up here and formulated them into a circular shape. And here it is, the stone circle. Pretty decent size. Here on Arscombe Fell and Barton Fell, there are over 100 Bronze Age sites, and this stone circle was one of the most obvious. The design suggests it was used as a meeting place for the scattered population, since it sits at a crossroad between 2 trading routes. I found it to be a fascinating place, and enjoyed imagining ancient people gathering here, swapping stories and gossip of things going on in the communities. Well, that was the stone circle. Pretty marvellous thing to be able to see today. And so begins the final stretch into Pooley Bridge. I will be glad to get there actually, but I'm enjoying this stretch of moorland, just a big open space, clearly so archaeologically significant. Just have to, well, I just took a moment to take it all in, you know. You have to do that sometimes. And now, anyway, along the broad track into the village. Let's get this thing done. Here we are, Pooley Bridge, 1.25 miles. And it's all downhill. The walk down to the village was jaw-dropping on every level.
Here we go. Have to say the fatigue is filtering in, but we have made it to Pooley Bridge. Happy days. So now to find the pier or jetty or whatever it's called and get myself a boat ticket.
The village is a popular tourist attraction, filled with hotels, cafes, pubs and inns. It takes its name from a bridge which crosses over the River Ermont, first built in 1764, replacing an earlier bridge from the 16th century. However, on the 6th of December 2015, heavy flooding by Storm Desmond caused the bridge to collapse, and in 2020, a new stainless steel bridge was built. I loved how the names of those involved in the construction of the bridge were inscribed on the slabs lining the bridge. Crossing over, I headed to the edge of the village, where the pier for the Ullswater Steamer sat.
Hi there.
You alright?
Yes, I wondered whether it might be possible to book a ticket.
For today?
Yes.
We're just about to dispatch our last sailing of the day.
Okay.
So you could only go one way.
Yep, that's fine.
Is that
I need to
alright?
go that way anyway.
Your choice is to go right down to the end of the lake at Glenridding.
Yep,
Is
that's
that
what I
you
would
want?
like. Yes, please.
Okay.
Thankfully, I made it in time for the last boat of the day and sat back to enjoy the ride.
Hi there, thank you.
Overhead speakers shared names of the surrounding hills and villages, and whenever we stopped at a drop-off pier, we learnt things about that settlement. It was educational and engaging, and I highly recommend a ride.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Alright, boat done. Now in Glenridding. Final stretch of walking back to Patterdale in the car. I think it works out as about 1.5 miles. It's going to be good. So I think we can stay off the road the whole way. Because I've just realised there's all these running signs up. Must be an event in the next couple of days. Patterdale. Well folks, this is it, the final leg back to the car, and I think I'm going to wrap up today's film here just so that I can get in myself and reflect. You know, it has been a flipping awesome day. I feel really accomplished despite the fact that, you know, well, I feel really accomplished because I managed to do this walk despite the fact that I've just felt really tired and heavy and lethargic. We all have days like those, and yeah, sure, I could have slept, but instead I've just walked around half of Ullswater and then got the boat back. And the boat was such a treat, actually. I don't get to do that kind of thing very often these days because I'm always about pushing myself further, harder, faster. And today I just gave myself permission to do that. I'm chuffed as well because my back injury is starting to play up, actually. I felt it on the final leg and just stopped at the right time. And yeah, honestly, cannot recommend that enough.
You know, sure, the Ullswater Way is a full-on 20-mile hike. If you want to do it, do it. But if you want to split it, it's just as rewarding, I can only imagine. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you've been inspired to come and check out this part of the world. Have a look at Ullswater in all of its glistening glory, in the sunshine at least. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay wild. Oh, I even had an ice cream. Really was a good day.